Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for standing by for Zeekr's first quarter 2024 earnings conference call. At this time, all participants are in listen-only mode. Today's conference call is being recorded. I will now turn the call over to your host, Mr. Wan Jing, the CFO of Zeekr. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Jason. Good evening and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Zeekr's first quarter 2022 earnings conference call. Before we continue, please be reminded that today's discussion will contain forward-looking statements made under the safe harbor provisions of the U.S. Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995. Forward-looking statements involve inherent risks and uncertainties. As such, the company's actual results may be materially different from the views expressed today. Further information regarding risks and uncertainties is included in certain company filings with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The company does not take any obligation to update any forward-looking statements except as required under applicable law. Joining us today from Zeekr senior management are Mr. Anton Hui, co-founder and CEO, and I am Jing Yuan, CFO of the company. Our CEO will make his remarks in Chinese, followed by an English translation. With that, I will now turn the call over to our CEO, Mr. Anton. Please.
好，线上的各位朋友们，大家好，我是极客 CEO 安通慧，感谢大家参加极客2024年第一季度的财报电话会议。
Hello everyone, I am Andy An, the CEO of Zeekr. Thank you all for joining Zeekr's first earnings call as a public company.
今年一季度极客实现了33059台的智能电动汽车，同比增长117%，销量实现了翻的增长，也是品牌开启交付以来最好的 Q1， 持续的稳居20万以上的中国纯电品牌的销量冠军。
In the first quarter of 2024, Zeekr delivered 33,059 intelligent electric vehicles, representing a 117% year-on-year increase. This doubling of the sales made this quarter our best Q1 since our first delivery and secured Zeekr's position as the top-selling BEV brand in China for vehicles priced above 200,000 RMB.
今年4月、5月，极客分别交付了16089和18616台汽车，现在目前累计交付量已经过了26万台。那我也相信，随着全新的极客001、极客007等车型的产能的提升，我们是有信心的持续拉升终端的交付数量，加速能够实现全年23万台的交付目标。
In April and May 2024, we delivered 16,089 and 18,616 vehicles respectively, bringing our total cumulative deliveries to over 260,000 units. With the production capacity ramp up for our latest models, including the Zeekr 001 2024 model year and the Zeekr 007, we are confident of maintaining strong growth momentum in our delivery volume for the remainder of this year. Consequently, we will accelerate our progress towards our full-year target of 230,000 vehicles deliveries.
我想今天的会议呢，接下来我想从产品的投放、智能进化、补能分派、渠道服务和全球拓展吧5个方面分享一下极客近期的一些成果和一些规划。
Now I would like to share some details of the Zeekr's recent achievements and our plans across 5 areas: product lineup, intelligence advancements, charging solutions, channel service capabilities, and global expansion.
首先在产品投放方面
Let's start with the latest additions to our product lineup.
今年2月底呢，这个全新的极客001的上市，整车实现了1000多项的升级，比如说全系实现了800伏，全系也标配了最先进的8295计算平台和最多数量的音响系统，和激光雷达等等。这个以极致进化引领行业开启了列装的2.0时代。 也经过了首月的产能的爬坡吧。在4月、5月，全新的极氪001持续的月交付破万，并蝉联25万以上的纯电车型的销冠，也不断的刷新全球列装车的销量记录。
We launched our Zeekr 001 2024 model year in February this year, boasting over 1,000 upgrades, including numerous industry-leading performance and functionality enhancements. The Zeekr 001 2024 model year features an 800-volt ultra-fast charging system, the 8295 intelligent cockpit platform, multiple speakers, lidar, and much more, establishing the next generation of pure electric shooting brakes with outstanding innovation. Following its initial production ramp-up, monthly deliveries of the Zeekr 001 2024 model year surpassed 10,000 in both April and May, maintaining its position as the best-selling pure electric vehicle priced above 250,000 RMB and setting new goal sales records for global shooting brakes.
在4月19号呢，我们也发布了4座的超豪华的旗舰 MPV， 极氪009光辉，也并且在5月24号开启了首批的交付。极氪009光辉也是全球唯一的搭载激光雷达4座的 MPV， 并以一系列的全球首发的安全创新和顶奢的体验，重新定义了新能源时代的超豪华产品，引领了全球高端的出行的需求。
On April the 19th, we unveiled the Zeekr 009 Grand, our deluxe version of the Zeekr 009, and commenced deliveries on May the 24th. The Zeekr 009 Grand is the world's only four-seater MPV equipped with LiDAR. It redefines the ultra-luxury in the new energy vehicles era with a series of globally pioneering safety innovations and top-tier luxury amenities, setting a new standard for the ultimate mobility life experience.
也在今年4月北京车展上，我们也基于未来出行需求打造的浩瀚 M 架构，基于该架构打造的首款的家庭出行产品极氪 Mix 呢也全球首秀。极氪 Mix 的定位呢是未来的家，应该说这是非常创新的，是同级空间最大的5座车型。我相信它凭着一系列的创新科技，颠覆传统的空间的形态，一定会给用户带来丰富的座舱场景的模式和体验。
At the Beijing Auto Show this April, we introduced the Zeekr Mix, our first product for family users and the largest 5-seater model in its class. The Zeekr Mix is also our first model built on our SEAM architecture, a groundbreaking platform specifically tailored to meet autonomous driving and the future intelligent mobility demands. Positioned as an intelligent living room on wheels, the Zeekr Mix features a series of innovative technologies that redefine traditional spatial concepts and empower a wide range of cockpit scenario models.
极氪007今年1月1日开始交付的，4月份我们又推出了后驱的增强版，该版型也进一步提升了产品的市场竞争力。在浙江国际赛车场的这个圈速榜中，极氪007成为了50万元以内最快的电车，量产电车。
We began delivering Zeekr 007, a smart electric sedan, on January the 1st this year. We launched an updated 2024 version 3 months later, boasting rear-wheel drive and an array of extra features to further boost the model's market competitiveness. Its recent performance at the Zhejiang International Circuit secured its position as the fastest mass-produced model priced under 500,000 RMB.
我们也会在今年下半年吧，将正式上市极氪 Mix， 并将发布全新的中大型的纯电 SUV， 让极客的产品的矩阵达到了6款车型。也就是说，今年下半年会新增2款全新的车型。那这样的话，我们从紧凑的 SUV 到中大型的 MPV， 各个细分市场打造标杆产品。
In the second half of this year, we will launch 2 new models. We will officially debut the Zeekr Mix and a new mid-range pure electric SUV in the second half of this year. These vehicles will expand the Zeekr's product lineup to 6 models, establishing benchmark products across market segments, including sedans, compact SUVs, and large MPVs.
在智能进化方面
Next, our accomplishments in the intelligentization.
极客的智能化始终坚持自研和共创2条腿走路，并从智能驱动、智能驾驶、智能座舱3个维度来协同发展，引领行业创新。智能驱动，以全新的极客001为例，比如 CCD 的电磁减震、双向空滑、智能魔毯等等一些底盘的黑科技，让全新的极客001拥有了100万级的乘驾体验。
Zeekr remains committed to advancing intelligent technology through both in-house development and collaborative innovation, propelling a synergistic growth in the technology-driven solutions, autonomous driving, and smart cockpits. The Zeekr 001 2024 model year is a prime example of our technology-driven approach, equipped with the cutting-edge features such as CCD electromagnetic dampers, dual-chamber air suspension, and the intelligent magic cockpit system. The Zeekr 001 2024 model year delivers an ultimate driving experience.
那极客智驾的自研方案围绕着高速领航、泊车等用户高频使用的刚性的场景，我们持续的夯实行业的领先地位。我们也在5月15日也开启了极客007的 OS 6.1 版本中，极客在全行业量产首发了机械车位的自动泊车功能，这可以充分体现出极客的智能驾驶的能力。
Zeekr's self-developed autonomous driving solutions prioritize high-frequency user scenarios like highway navigation and parking, further solidifying our industry-leading position. With the launch of Zeekr 007 OS 6.1 on May the 15th, we were proud to introduce the industry's first automatic parking functionality for mechanical parking spaces in mass-produced vehicles.
关于智能座舱，极客秉承着极致开放的开发理念，以超强的算力为基础，对音响系统、AI 大模型的交互、生态开放，进行了持续的探索。在极客009光辉上，我们实现了双895芯片计算平台的全球量产首发搭载，为前后舱提供了独立的算力支持。无论是座舱系统的响应速度、图形、视频处理的能力，还是 AI 的这个大模型计算，目前均为目前行业的领先水平。
In terms of smart cockpits, Zeekr has adopted an extremely intelligent and open-minded development philosophy. Harnessing our powerful computing capabilities, we continue to push boundaries with innovation across sound system, AI large language model interactions, and the open ecosystem. Our Zeekr 009 grants the first mass-produced vehicle to feature a dual 8295 chip computing platform, highlights our dedication to pioneering technology. This cutting-edge setup provides independent computing power support for the front and the rear cabins, ensuring industry-leading performance in cabin system responsiveness, graphic and video processing capabilities, and AI large language model computation.
在补能生态方面
Thirdly, our charging network.
那极客在全行业率先打造3个800的超快充的全生态的解决方案，不断的引领超快充技术和创新与拓展。我们有800伏的车，也有800伏的电池，也有电池的金砖电池，还有800伏的补能网络。尤其是极客是目前全球量产800伏车型最多的车企，旗下包括了全新的极客001、极客001 F2、极客009光辉、极客007、极客 Mix 等多款车型。在超快充补能生态网络建设上，今年4月份呢，我们又正式落地了全球首座800千瓦的 V3 集充站。该集充站配备有8根行业第一的 V3 集充桩，单枪的峰值功率可达到800千瓦。全新的极客001实测的情况来看， SOC 从10%到80%，超快充实际只用了11分28秒。
Zeekr is at the forefront of innovation in ultra-fast charging technology. We have pioneered a 3-pronged 800-volt ultra-fast charging ecosystem comprised of our vehicles equipped with an 800-volt electrical system, 800-volt batteries, and an 800-volt charging network. Notably, Zeekr is world's top manufacturer of mass-produced 800-volt vehicles, including the Zeekr 001 2024 model year, Zeekr 001 FR, Zeekr 009 Grand, and Zeekr 007. In April this year, we proudly unveiled the world's first 800 kilowatt V3 ultra-fast charging station. This state-of-the-art facility boasts 8 industry-leading V3 ultra-fast charging piles, each capable of reaching peak power of 800 kilowatts. Actual tests on the Zeekr 001 2024 model year demonstrated remarkable efficiency, with the state of charge increasing from 10% to 80% in just 11 minutes and 28 seconds.
截止到5月底呢，极客自建充电站达到了1076座，当然这包含专用的场站，并已上线了487座的集充站，集充桩累计现在也达到了2600多根，800伏的超快充桩的保有量居行业第一的。除此之外呢，极客 APP 的充电地图接入第三方的优质的充电网络，已经覆盖了340多座的城市，有79万多把的这个充电枪。目前呢，极客也正在加速推进我们原来的计划1000站万桩的计划。我们预计在2024年吧，集充站将达到1000站。预计2026年集充桩的总数能超过1万个。
By the end of May, Zeekr owned 1,076 self-built charging stations, including 487 ultra-fast charging stations and a total of 2,615 charging piles. We own the largest number of 800-volt ultra-fast charging piles in the industry. Furthermore, the Zeekr app's charging Max seamlessly integrates high-quality third-party charging networks, extending our coverage to over 340 cities and over 790,000 charging piles. We are currently accelerating our 1,000 stations, 10,000 piles plan, and expect to expand our network to 1,000 ultra-fast charging stations by the end of 2024 and a total of 10,000 ultra-fast charging piles by 2026.
在渠道服务方面
Fourth, our channel service capabilities.
截止今年5月底呢，极客在全球开设的门店达到了392家，其中在中国有380家。特别值得一提的是，聚合了体验、零售、交付、售后等全链路一站式服务体验的极客家的这种模式呢，已经开设了64家。极客家也极大的提升了我们在网络的形象和交付、售后的服务能力。极客家的这个充分发挥了极客体系化实力和传统汽车商商的优势，带给了用户更完善的服务体验，也收获了用户口碑和用户的好评率。
By the end of this May, Zeekr has established more than 392 Zeekr retail stores worldwide, including 380 in China. Notably, we currently have 64 Zeekr houses offering one-stop experiences ranging from test driving, sales, delivery, and after-sales services. It's a strategic move that will significantly bolster our brand influence and enhance our delivery and after-sales service capabilities. Zeekr houses significantly leverage Zeekr's synergy strengths and its advantages in traditional vehicle sales network, empowering us to provide our customers with a seamless and superior one-stop experience. This approach has garnered widespread acclaim in the market and high levels of customer satisfaction.
那今年呢，我们也会重点在3、4线城市来加强极客空间等多样化的渠道建设，来进一步加强我们在各级市场的渠道布局，能实现渠道下沉，为品牌开拓更大的增长空间，来确保全年销量目标的达成。
As we progress through the remainder of this year, we will deepen our diversified channels expansion efforts with a particular emphasis on expanding the reach of Zeekr space in Tier 3 and Tier 4 cities. This would amplify our presence across different market segments, unlocking greater growth potential and helping us realize our full-year sales goal.
那在全球拓展方面
Last but not least, global expansion.
那到5月底，我们已经进入了荷兰、瑞典、泰国、阿联酋、沙特等20多个国家和地区。极客001、极客 X 呢，率先也在欧洲开启交付。极客009和极客 X 的右舵车型呢，我们也预计吧，会在今年3季度会在新加坡、中国的香港等右舵市场来开启交付，全面开拓全球的右舵市场。我们预计到今年年底，极客将会进入欧洲6到8个豪华车市场，6到8个吧豪华市场，以及东南亚、中东、拉美、澳洲等全球50多个国家和地区。
By the end of this May, we have established a presence in over 20 countries and regions, including the Netherlands, Sweden, Thailand, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia. Both the Zeekr 001 and the Zeekr X have commenced deliveries in Europe. Furthermore, we plan to introduce right-hand drive versions of Zeekr 009 and the Zeekr X in markets like Singapore and Hong Kong, China in the third quarter of this year, marking our entry into the global right-hand drive market. By the end of this year, we plan to enter the luxury market of 6 to 8 European countries, as well as a market in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Latin America, and Australia, expanding our footprint to a total of 50 countries and regions worldwide.
那综上所述呢， 上述的这些成就增强了我们的整体的竞争力，推动极客长期的可持续的增长和进步。同时呢，我们也得益于母公司吉利控股集团赋予的战略优势和深度的协同效应的助力，极客能够在全球格局中有效应的对可能出现的市场挑战。我们也将继续引领高端纯电的技术突破与品类创新，来进一步的巩固极客在行业中的领导地位。
In short, the aforementioned achievements have bolstered our overall competitiveness, propelling our sustainable long-term growth and progress. With the strategic advantages and synergies we derive from our parent company, the Geely Group, Zeekr is well positioned to effectively navigate the global landscape and address market challenges. We remain committed to pioneering cutting-edge electric vehicle technologies and driving product innovation, further solidifying our industry leadership.
好的，那接下来我把电话交给我们的 CFO 袁景，请他提供第一季度的一些财务细节。谢谢大家。
With that, I would hand over the call to our CFO, Mr. Yuan Jing, to review our first quarter financials details. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Hello, everyone. Now I will go through our key financial results for the first quarter of 2024. Due to time constraints, I will address our financial highlights here, and I will encourage you to refer to our earnings release for further detail. Our total revenues were RMB 14,736.8 million, or $2,041 million in the fourth quarter of 2024, representing an increase of 71% for the fourth quarter of 2023 and a decrease of 9.9% from the fourth quarter of 2023. Our total revenues are comprised of three parts: vehicle sales, sales of batteries and other components, and sales of R&D services and other services. Revenues from vehicle sales were RMB 8,174.1 million, or $1,132 million for the fourth quarter of 2024, representing an increase of 73% for the same period of 2023 and a decrease of 22.8% for the fourth quarter of 2023. The year-on-year increase was due to increased sales volume of Zeekr vehicles. The Q-on-Q decrease was due to seasonality that impact our delivery volumes, as well as a lower average selling price, primarily caused by the change in our product mix. Revenue from sales of batteries and other components were RMB 6,318.5 million, or $875.1 million for the fourth quarter of 2024, representing an increase of 82% for the same period of 2023 and an increase of 56.5% for the fourth quarter of 2023. The year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter increase were mainly attributable to the increased sales volumes of battery packs and electric drivers, as well as the growth of battery components overseas. Revenues from research and development service and other services were RMB 244.1 million, or $33.8 million for the fourth quarter of 2024, down by 42.4% for the same period of 2023, and decrease of 85.9% for the fourth quarter of 2023. The year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter decreases were mainly due to the decreased sales of research and development services and out-licensed technologies to related parties. Gross margin overall were 11.8% for the fourth quarter of 2024, compared with 7.9% for the same period of 2023 and 14.2% for the fourth quarter of 2023. The year-on-year increase was mainly attributable to the increase in vehicle margin. The quarter-on-quarter decrease was mainly due to decrease in vehicle margins, as well as increase in the percentage of revenue from sales of batteries and other components, which has a lower gross margin than vehicle sales. If you look at my vehicle sales, vehicle margin was 14% for the fourth quarter of 2024, compared with 10.1% for the same period of 2023 and 15.3% for the fourth quarter of 2023. The year-on-year increase was primarily attributable to the procurement saving as the cost of auto parts and materials decreased. The quarter-on-quarter decrease was mainly due to the delivery of new vehicles models as well as change in the product mix. R&D expenses were renminbi 1,925.3 million, or $266.6 million for the fourth quarter of 2024, representing an increase of 6.7 million for the same period of 2023 and a decrease of 39.1% for the fourth quarter of 2023. The year-over-year increase was attributable to increased employee compensation as a result of a growing number of staff, as well as increased expenses to support our expanding product portfolios and intelligent technologies. The quarter-on-quarter decrease reflected fluctuations due to different design and development stage of our new products and technologies. SG&A expenses were renminbi 1,951.5 million, or $270.3 million for the fourth quarter of 2024, representing an increase of 51.9% for the same period of 2023 and a decrease of 11.6% for the fourth quarter of 2023. The year-on-year increase was due to increased employee compensation as a result of a growing number of staff, as well as increased marketing and promotional activities for Zeekr vehicles in China and overseas, and the increase in rental and related expenses due to expansion of my offline channel. The quarter-over-quarter decrease was mainly due to decreased marketing and promotional activities. Loss from operations were renminbi 2,086.9 million, or $289 million for the fourth quarter of 2024, representing a decrease of 11.2% for the same period of 2023 and a decrease of 29.3% for the fourth quarter of 2023. Net loss were renminbi 2,022.1 million, or $280.1 million for the fourth quarter of 2024, representing a decrease of 18% for the same period of 2023 and a decrease of 31.2% for the fourth quarter of 2023. Our balance of cash and cash equivalents and restricted cash were renminbi 3,791.1 million, or $525.1 million as of March 31st, 2024. So that concludes our prepared remarks. Jason, I will now turn the call to you to start our Q&A session.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. To ask a question, you may press star, then one on your touch-tone phone. If you're using a speakerphone, please pick up your handset before pressing the keys. To withdraw your question, please press star, then two. At this time, we'll pause momentarily to assemble our roster. And also for the benefit of all participants on today's call, if you raise your question in Chinese, please immediately repeat your question in English. And our first question comes from Tina Hou from Goldman Sachs. Please go ahead.
感谢管理层的时间，也恭喜极客在 IPO 之后取得非常优秀的EQ24 的业绩。然后我这边有两个问题，第一个是看到今年其实前5个月我们的销量都在节节攀升那最近从一些可能一线的渠道了解到，近期可能这个订单量有一些回落，所以想问一下，在这个下半年，咱们有可能出一些什么样的这个销售政策来维持可能从6月份到12月份平均一个23000的一个月交付量，这是第一个问题。那我先翻译一下。Thanks management for your time and congratulations on the very strong result after the first quarter after our IPO. So my first question is regarding our sales policy. Obviously, we see that in the first 5 months, because volume delivery has been climbing month after month. But recently, we've been hearing from some channels that recent order momentum seems to be slowing down a little. So wondering what would be our sales policy into the second half of this year in order to maintain or reach our average 23,000 units per month annual target. Thanks.
Thank you, Tina. This is Jin, and I will answer the first question. So if you look at the numbers, You probably recall that we launched our 777 in December last year and started delivering them on the first day of January. And we launched all new 11 on the 27th of February and delivered them on the first day of March. So as you can see, the two new vehicles did indeed contribute a lot in terms of the overall or the momentum for my vehicles. If you look at my pipeline, we will continue to introduce more and more vehicles in the coming months. We have already announced the 999 Grand version on the 19th of April and starting to deliver them a few weeks ago, and also Zeekr Mix. We have announced them in Beijing Auto Show, and in the next few months we'll continue to launch, say for example, all new 11s, and we start delivering Zeekr Mix, and we'll have this mid to large size SUV that's going to be our key volume contributor in second half and as well as next year. So when it comes to new products, we do think we have a very strong product portfolio to sustain this kind of order momentum. And in addition to that, you probably realize that we will be continuing push our international expansion by signing up more and more dealers in the global international market. You probably saw in the news that we have signed up dealers in Mexico and the rest of the world quite aggressively. And by end of this year, we hope we're going to sign up more than 58 to sign up dealers covering more than 58 countries and regions. So export is also going to be one of the contributors for me to reach my overall sales for this year.
就再补充一点，就是这个袁姐你说的，就是我们也刚才讲到加快在布局3、4线市场的渠道建设，我想这个优势市场下沉，我相信这对为我们的销量下一步销量带来比较好的帮助。
And one more point from Andy, we are accelerating our channel expansion in the tier 3 to tier 4 cities in order to expand our presence in more segments that would be helpful to our future order intakes.
好，谢谢。
Thank you.
好的，感谢安总和袁总 ，Thank you very much, management. And 那我第二个问题是关于我们的这个销售和研发费用。然后首先销售这边想要了解一下，咱们今年全年希望增加多少个门店总共？然后，这个研发费用这一块的话，因为现在越来越多的研发投入在软件上面，所以想要问一下，这个中长期来看，咱们觉得研发费用维持在什么样的一个水平是比较合适的，然后可以保持我们在整个行业里边的竞争力。So my second question is regarding operating expenses. So first of all, in terms of SG&A, just wondering how many stores are we planning to add in total for 2024? And then the second question regarding R&D expenses. So what kind of sustainable level do you see the R&D expenses at for in the mid to longer term in order to maintain our technology competitiveness in the industry, especially given nowadays more and more R&Ds are going into software development? Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. So as you probably see, by end of 2023, so last year, we have set up 342 customer touchpoints, including Zeekr Center, Zeekr Spaces, Zeekr Houses, Zeekr Homes, and delivery centers. By end of this year, we're looking at more than 520. So we will probably not increase the number of Zeekr centers because we think we have pretty much covered all tier 1 cities in China, but we're gonna expand to as Andy just mentioned, more tier 3, tier 4 cities. We're gonna further improve the efficiencies of my old Zeekr Spaces as I have more and more vehicle lineup. I have more and more brand influences, so I can probably get a better space in shopping malls and in other places, and I will expand the number of Zeekr Homes. That is my channel expansion plan for this year. As you mentioned, for the R&D, last year, my R&D is around 8 billion renminbi. So in this year, we would increase the R&D spending. And as you mentioned, some of the R&D spending will go to software development, especially if you take in consideration my ADAS advancement as well as the smart cockpit full in-house stack self-development. But also, if you look at my new vehicles, you probably see from your last question, yes, we're going to introduce a fairly large number of new vehicles in a very short time frame. So we'll spend a little bit more on that as well. Overall, we'll be looking at annual around 10 billion RMB R&D expenses for this year. But obviously, the exact number is still being, we're still looking very, very closely, let me put it that way, at how we spend this amount and whether we can be more efficient in terms of especially vehicle development and software development.
好的，感谢袁总 ，Thank you.
Thank you. Operator, let's go to the next question.
Next question comes from Tim Hsiao from Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
感谢安总和袁总接受我的提问啊，也恭喜上市后的第一个业绩表现十分的亮眼。那我有2个问题，都是跟产品相关的啊。第一个问题是有关于插混，因为我们看到了今年以来整个插混市场需求十分的强劲啊，所以也想了解一下，捷克除了纯电车型之外呢，会不会在将来一个适当的时间也考虑探索这个插混车型的一个机会来扩大客群？那如果会的话，捷克将如何明确的区分这个插混纯电的一个定位并与控股集团内其他子品牌或者是市场其他先行的竞品车型有效的差异化，来迎合不同的客群。I have 2 questions. Both are related to the product. The first question is about PHEV because we noticed that the demand of a PHEV in China surprised on the upside over the past few quarters. With Zeekr, at a certain point of time, considered to further enrich its product portfolio by adding PHEV or other type of powertrain on top of the current pure EV offering. If so, how will Zeekr clearly differentiate the product proposition of its PHEV or BEV from existing product in the market and to effectively differentiate from peers or sister companies in the group? That's my first question.
Thank you, Tim, very much. So to answer your first question, firstly, at Zeekr, at this moment, we continue to focus very precisely into premium battery-powered electronic vehicles. We do think, there's a very large untapped market, very large untapped customer demand with regarding to premium BEVs. If you look at some of my competitors, say Mercedes C-Class, BMW series, or the A4, they continue to sell tens of thousands vehicles a month, and those markets we do think are still can be obtained by brands like us. In addition to that, if you look at not only Zeekr but Geely Group holding group as a whole, you probably realize that within the whole Geely Group we do have powertrains of different variants, and we do have the technology in terms of how to leverage them and provide with our customers different types of drivetrains. But as I mentioned in the very beginning, at this moment we're continuing focused on BEVs, and we want to get 100% comfortable with our position in the BEV sector, 100% comfortable in our leading positions before we think about other options.
好，感谢袁总。那我第二个问题是有关于这个今年年底的这个产品和新品，因为刚刚安总也提到了，我们在年底会推出这个中型 SUV 嘛，所以也想了解一下管理层对于这个首款的 SUV 的销量、月销量、利润有什么样的一个预期如果对标目前这个001和007的一个水平。那另外一方面呢，因为我们也看到了现在市场里面 SUV 的这个区间呢已经竞争已经趋白热化，所以极客的首款 SUV 与比如说像特斯拉的这个改款之后的 Model Y 和其他这些自主品牌下一代的 SUV 相比， 管理层认为最大的亮点和差异化为何？My second question is about the new models. Because according to the management, Zeekr will launch the mid-size SUV by end of this year. What's management's expectation for the scale of market sales and the margin of this the first SUV model versus the existing 001 and 007? Despite a more sizable addressable user base, SUV market has been pretty crowded in China. So how do you think about Zeekr's the first SUV could effectively differentiate from peers' upcoming models, for example, like Tesla Model Y, and the new models from other local brands? That's my second question. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Tim. So if you look at the overall competition, as Andy mentioned earlier in his beginning remarks, that you can see, my 001, 009, my 001, 007 are market leaders in their respective market segments. And you probably remember, last December when we have these discussions about the all new 007s, there's competitions, in the market with regarding to mid to large size BEV sedans in the premium brackets and price brackets. And I think we have demonstrated our ability to define a product and find a very selling point for our customers to actually choose those particular vehicles. And we have demonstrated with 001, we have demonstrated with 007. If you look at the overall vehicle history and how we do this, you probably can see that we started from a very clear advantage, that is, our hardware and chassis. The safety of the vehicle, the handlings, the drive ranges, the EV powertrain, etc. It's been very good. It's been well recognized by our customers, and then we gradually step up in terms of softwares. We spend a lot of investments in smart cockpits. We spend a lot of investments in ADAS. We use our own in-house full stack in-house solutions when it comes to ADAS. So step by step, our customers some of the customers who hesitate to make a decision just because they see a lacking in terms of the smart experience and intelligent experience, they were convinced. They're buying a better product. So then. Similar stories with 001, similar stories with 007, and we do think we will be leveraged on the very successful SE architecture hardware, the handling, the safety, etc. When it comes to the all new SUVs we're going to introduce in the latter half of this year. But on top of that, our latest smart cockpit systems, our latest ADAS systems, all those smart functionalities that we've been improving in the last few years is also going to be a very, very big and important differentiator in our vehicles when our customers are looking at my models comparing with rest of the pack. If you look at my competitors lineup, you have Ledao, which is not exactly priced at the same price bracket with us. XPeng, they do not have SUV offerings for the latter half this year. Some of my other competitors, they may have some offerings, but some of their refreshment has been proven not up to the need and wants of these Chinese customers. Although they may receive better responses, feedback from international market, but if you look at the Chinese customers, any of the ones are quite different from the rest of the world. And we do believe, when it comes to Chinese market, when it comes to this specific product, we will be at the edge.
我做点补充吧这个今年下半年推出了2款全新的车型的话，一款是豪华的中大型 SUV。车长预计这是我们到时候以正式的发布为准，在5米左右，5米上下。这个细分市场实际上现在来看，这个细分量是比较大的，同时对未来的判断还是会增长。我也相信极氪这款中大型 SUV 上市以后，对极氪的销量以及毛利率来说都有比较好的帮助。 这是一款这个中大型 SUV， 还有一款Mix 这款车，这款车是极具有颠覆性和创新性的一款产品啊。产品的情况大家在车展和相关的一些资料中可能可以看到，这一款车又是代表了极客在品类创新方面的又一款杰作啊，打造未来的家啊。
I would like to add 2 points. First of all, in the second half of this year, we plan to launch 2 completely new models. The first one is a premium mid to large size SUV. The length of the vehicle is expected to be around 5 meters. This is a very big market, very big segment, and we expect that this segment would continue to grow in the future. After we launch the vehicle, we expect that it would have a positive contribution to our sales and our gross margin. Our second model to be launched later this year is Zeekr Mix. This is a highly innovative, highly disruptive model, which the information of which you might have already read from the press and from the report from the auto show. This is highly innovative, masterpiece, and with this vehicle, we defined what the future home would look like.
我们极客一定靠的是技术创新，品类创新，来赢得这个极客品牌的市场的竞争，形成我们的竞争力。
So Zeekr brand is always strive to be innovative in technologies and to create new products, new types of products, to gain our core corporate competitiveness.
好，谢谢。这就是2款新车的情况。
So these are some of the information about the new models we plan to launch this year.
感谢安总，感谢袁总，再次恭喜，谢谢。
谢谢 Thank you, Tim. And operator, let's go to next question.
The next question comes from Ming-Hsun Lee from Bank of America. Please go ahead.
好，谢谢安总跟袁总。那我这边下面也是2个问题。那第一个问题呢，是关于这个近期大家比较关注，就是这个欧盟可能会提高中国这边的新能源车的一个进口的关税。那因为刚才安总有提到，我们是下半年这个会进入更多这个欧盟地区的这个国家。那想了解一下公司目前有没有一个预期，就是如果假设欧盟它的这个关税从现在的就是10% 调到比如说20啊或25的话，那公司这边的一个应对策略，那比如说我们是这个市占优先还是这个利润优先，那我们跟当地的这个合作伙伴还有这个消费者的话，大概会是怎么样的一个去分担这个关税提高的一个情况。那我这边也翻译一下英文哦。So recently, I think a market is waiting for EU to decide the latest tariff rate. And since Anzong just mentioned, you have a more plan to enter more countries in EU. So what is your priority for your business? Will you prioritize the profitability in local market, or will you prioritize the market share gain in the local market? 谢谢。
Thank you, Ming. So maybe I address it first, and if Andy has any further comments, then he may follow on. But firstly, and most importantly, we cannot comment on any government's policies, and we've been waiting for the European Commission to make the decisions, and we'll adjust our policies as we see fit. But again, we will be in compliance with all relevant laws and regulations in all jurisdictions we operate in. If you look at European markets, obviously, we do have a very big international expansion ambitions for this year. But as I previously communicated with some of you, the key markets for us is going to be Latin America, Southeast Asia, as well as Middle East. So although we have been expanding in Europe, we do think it may take some time for the actual sales in Europe to be ramping up in a very, very significant significant way. And not that we're not investing in these jurisdictions, but we do think it may take some time. But more importantly, if you look at the product, we do think the product we've been offering European Union, the Double One and Zeekr X, are suitable for the need and wants of local customers. We're not just selling Europe, the run-of-the-mill SUVs and sedans that sells good in China, right? If you look at Double One, it's a crossover shooting brake, very, very suitable for places like Scandinavian countries and Germany, etc., where people drive station wagons. If you look at Zeekr X, a small, compact, very nimble and flexible city SUV, perfectly suitable for South France, Spain, Italy, those markets. So we do think, if you look at products, we are offering a very, very, very compelling products, which in turn, hopefully, will give us a little bit of edge in terms of pricing, in terms of competition. And then lastly, but also very, very importantly, if you look at my business model and the overall Geely Group's global manufacturing footprint, you probably realize that we do have a more flexible localization options comparing with most of my competitors. Look at my business model, you probably know that we do 100% contract manufacturing. That means that I can leverage all of Geely Group's global manufacturing footprint. You look at Geely Group, obviously, we do not only have manufacturing facilities in China, but also in Southeast Asia, in Western Europe, as well as in U.S. onshore. So those flexibilities provided by my business model, by my being part of a very big and successful global Geely Group, I think give us a flexibility that is, almost unparalleled in the Chinese EV industry. Okay, maybe next question.
谢谢袁总。那我另外还有一个问题是就是我们这个上市之后有没有全年的一个最新的费用率，包括这个 sales and marketing， 然后还有之前指引过这个 R&D， 今年之前的指引是100个亿嘛，然后还有这个资本开支的这几个最新的一个指引。那我也翻译一下。So, do you have the latest update and guidance regarding your sales and marketing expense, R&D expense, and also your capex? Thank you.
Thank you, Ming. So, as you're probably aware, being a public company, I'm sort of constrained in terms of what type of guidance I can give. Earlier, we do give a guidance of around maybe 10 billion in terms of R&D. When it comes to SG&A, obviously that is driven by my sales. And what I can tell you is that I will have a much better SG&A discipline in terms of SG&A percentage to my overall sales revenue. That is, going to be definitely better than most, if not all, of my competitors at comparable size, revenue size. But it's very unfortunate I can't give you a very precise SG&A guidance. When it comes to capex, as you can see, we are running a very asset-light model in a sense that we do not have our own vehicle manufacturing facility. So my overall capex is actually quite controllable. If you look at my numbers, last year I spent about 1.9 billion RMB in terms of capex, and I will be looking at a similar, if not a slightly higher number of capex for this year as well.
That's all my question. Thank you, Yan Zong.
Thank you. So, operator, I think it's probably the time for us to conclude this meeting.
All right. I would like to turn the conference back over to Mr. Wanjing for any additional or closing comments.
Thank you, Jason. So this is Jim. Everyone, thank you once again for joining us today. And it's very unfortunate that we have to conclude the meeting now. Understand there may be more questions from attendees in this meeting. Please feel free to contact the IR team or my PFC finance PR company for any question. And thank you very much for joining, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
The conference has now concluded. Thank you for attending today's presentation. You may now disconnect.